All right, guys, welcome to Results Academy Week 4. Today we're going to be doing a goals setting workshop. And if you're part of the BMTC, guys, this is a compulsory workshop and your coaches will follow you up, okay? So it's the last week. You still have time to smash your results and we're going to get started straight away. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so does everybody have their books here? If you're new, don't worry, you're probably like, I don't have a book, it's okay. If you turn to the second last pages, okay, we're going to be going through our workshop with the goals, okay? So basically we're going to be talking about 20 goals, our committee, and the next challenge, and our recognition party. So we're going to get started straight away. Can I just get, is that everything okay? Oh, okay. We'll fix that. If you need anything, just ask Lizzie and she'll fix it up for you. Just out of respect, guys, if you could minimize the noise and stuff to a minimum because it's being recorded for the people who are watching it back. Not too many disturbances. Now, to get started, guys, can I just get a show of hands? Who's ever written goals before? Yeah? Who wrote goals before Herbalife? Yeah? All right, not many of us, you know. Maybe we've all thought about what we wanted to do, but we haven't actually written them down. So why is it so important that we write our goals down? Yeah, so why we write goals, first of all, is because we need to know, why do you do what you do? Why do you wake up in the morning? What's your purpose? You know, you go through your days, you go through your years, and you do A, B, C, D, but why? What's the Z? What's the end purpose that you're doing it for, right? And if you don't know why, you will literally go through the motions every single day, doing A, B, C, D, not knowing you'll get to Z, but not knowing why. Does that make sense? So that's why it's important to realize the importance of goals. And another thing is, you know, we always think, yes, goals, you know, once I get that, I'm going to be so happy, I'm going to be so successful once I buy that Ferrari. But Jim Rohn said, you know, what you get by achieving your goals is not as important as what you become, you know, going through those steps of achieving those goals. So if you're writing, what you get by achieving your goals is not as important as what you become through the process of achieving those goals, okay? And this is going to just share, you know, a little study about what happens between people who set goals and people who never set goals.
Yeah, so when I first got introduced to obviously setting goals, I was like, what is this joke? Like, why do we set goals? Like, I thought it was so silly. And probably some of you here in the room, you're probably thinking the same thing. But this is what I got to tell you. Everyone that's either successful in some kind of way, whether it's in business, in life, or they've achieved some things in accordance in their whole lifespan, it was because they set certain perimeters or goals that they wanted to achieve. Okay, if you don't set a standard, you're not going for anything. You're just basically like a blind man walking down the street. Okay, makes sense? Now, if you look into your book, it says setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible into the visible. Okay, so something that basically we see from far, far away that it doesn't look like reality is something that can come if we actually want it to. Okay, now there was a study in Harvard University, and some of you guys probably heard this before. In Harvard University in 1986, they basically did a study on all the top students. So basically they got from all the faculties, all the guys that were doing law, business, whatever it was, and they got the top basically 100 students. And they wanted to see what was going to happen in a 10-year period of how successful these people were going to become. Okay, and basically 90% of them never set goals, or maybe they'll set it once a year, but they wouldn't really like think about it. They wouldn't wake up to it. It wasn't something that was important. Yeah. Now the 10% of them, so 10 of them, they used to set their goals for short term, so for the week. They used to set their goals for the month, and they used to set their goals for the year. Okay, so this is really important. So it was short term, long term, and they also had life goals, and we're going to be covering life goals tonight. Okay, and what they found was basically on 1986, they sat down and they interviewed everyone. They looked at everyone's statistics and everything. They wrote it down. 10 years later, they went on to look for the same people. So by 10 years later, they've completed their degrees. They're already working. They found that the 90% were working for the 10%. Yeah, so the 90 of them were working for, it doesn't matter what faculty, what it was, what industry, they were working for them. Why? Because they had a plan for their life. These guys had no plan, so they had no roadmap towards their goals, okay? And they basically ended up working for them. So I found that very important because when I started, I had one goal: play football and hope for the best. That's not good enough. Why? Because you need a step-by-step process to achieve something that you really want. Okay. All right. So we'll get into the next point.
Just being an artist. Okay. Yes. So Bex mentioned the roadmap to success, right? And who remembers in week 2 when we said I gave this little workshop and I was like, okay, how do we get to X? Does anybody remember that? Do we remember that? Awesome. Yes, please nod. Okay, so basically we figured out that you need to know where you're starting from, right? So now you know where you're starting from. The goals are here. Yeah, so in between, there's some trees, okay, some mountains, there's some water, okay, and there are obstacles that you need to overcome, right? So now what we talked about where we were, and now 3 weeks later, you know, at the end of the challenge, we're going to talk about our goals, what we want, yeah? And this is not just in regards to the BMTC and like your physical goals. It's much more than that, you know, just like Herbalife, it's much more than just getting that result. You know, it comes with the community and everything else like that. So basically, we've got this and we've got this, but how do we get through this? Yeah, so what Bex is going to go through now is the steps to success, okay? The steps to goal setting. And that's the beginning of it. Take it away, Bex.
Okay. All right. So basically, once you have a set goal, there's obviously we need a plan. Plan of action is something we want to achieve. Now, I'm going to go through with you. So we're just going to, yeah, okay. So this is the steps to success. Okay. Number 1, we need to set a goal. So we're starting at the bottom. Yep. Cool. So that one here, I'll just, yeah, do it up there. Yeah. Cool. So we need to set a goal. Okay. Now, why is it important to set a goal? We need to know where we are. Okay, now guys, whether you want to relate this to your health, whether you want to relate it to your bank account, whether you want to relate it to your family, whether you want to relate it to your job, okay? If you don't change, it's not going to change. I guarantee you, you're going to be 10 years from now and you're going to be like, I remember Bex used to say we need to change in order for things to change. It's not going to change unless you change, okay? All right, so we set a goal, okay? So in order to get started, we need to set a goal. Number 2, we need to make a plan. Okay, so if we've set a goal, we need a step-by-step process in order to achieve it. Okay, this is how we're going to break it down. The 3rd step is we need to take action off the plan. The 4th step, which is the hardest, is sticking to it. Okay, and the last is you achieve your goal, so you reach your destination. Okay, now, but I'm going to break it down. So I'm going to break down each step. So setting a goal. Let's set a goal. For example, let's say we want to lose 5 kilos. You guys okay with that? Let's say we're just going to say we want to lose 5 kilos. Okay, that's our goal. Now, our plan, what do you guys think would be our plan? So for example, if you're part of Mnlc, what would your plan look like? Okay, if you're looking to lose weight, how many shakes a day?
2.
Okay, how many meals?
1.
How many snacks?
2.
Okay, how much water? Okay, good. So 1 liter per 25 kilos. Good. Okay, so that's basically our plan, but that's only the nutrition side. That's 80%. What are we missing? 20%. What else are we missing? 100%. Okay, so how are we going to cover the 20%? How many times can we exercise a week at Mnlc?
3.
3. Okay. Now, great, we've got that. If you want a little bit extra, what you can do is home videos, or for example, we can say we're going to go for a walk twice a week. Okay. Now, what about 100% mindset? Where can we get that?
TGIM.
Thank God it's Monday. All right, awesome. So we have some type of plan here, okay? Now, TGIM is great. I think it's fantastic. It goes for about 15 minutes. What about every single other day? Okay, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay, things like YouTube.
Books.
Yes, something more powerful is reading books. Okay, why? Because you can watch a YouTube video and be absolutely inspired like crazy, but you won't actually retain a lot of the information. Whereas when you actually read and you think about the process, it will stick with you. Okay, I'm learning this as I'm reading myself. Okay. All right, now the next, so we've set a goal. This is our plan of action. Now to take action, what do we have to do?
Drink your shake.
Apply it.
Okay, apply it. So basically, things to help us with our action. What do we need in order to take action? What helps us continuously do the action. Accountability, correct. Okay, how can we get accountability from MNLC? 1, your coach. 2,
Surrounding coaches.
surrounding coaches. 3,
Telegram chat.
yes, Telegram chat. Okay, so what are other ways that could help you, or what do you guys find that are helping you stay on track? Away from MNLC.
Family.
Family, yes. Environment. So we say environment. So if your family supports you or your surrounding people, it makes a huge difference. All right. Now, taking action, it's basically up to you. A, you take the action, or B, you don't. Okay. The outcome obviously is different, but it's according to what you do. All right. Now, in order to stick to it, what do? Basically, this is where this part of it comes. Yeah. What the consistency? Yes. So sticking to it. The biggest idea is obviously consistency and doing it on a daily basis. Okay. If you have 2 shakes, 1 meal, and 2 snacks for 3 days, and the challenge goes for 4 weeks, how's your result going? Yeah. If you want to be an Olympian and you go train like an amateur athlete, what are you going to look like? Yeah. A lot of guys go up to me and they're like, man, I want to look like you. I want to have a low body fat like you. I want to have the aesthetics as your body. Great. I train personally like an athlete would. Why? Because that's what athletes do. Okay. But then when I tell them this is what you need to do, they're like, oh, that's a lot of work. Yeah. So you got to understand the action and the consistency, the sticking to it, probably the 2 hardest parts. Okay. But if you set your goals, this is basically the action steps towards it. And then at the end of it, we reach our goal. Okay. Now you got to understand that we did this for a reason. It's a step by step. If all of us just kind of started here and it was a straight line, how many people would be today? Millionaires. There would be no poverty. Everyone would be healthy. There would be no obesity if it was that easy. Okay. But it's hard. But this is the thing. You got to understand it's a step-by-step process. I told you guys last night, my first week result, I was like, man, I need another coach. I was like, how's your result going, coach? But then the second week, I was like, man, he's rehired. He's doing a good job. Yeah. So you got to understand that. All right. So yeah, that's pretty much the sticking to it. And this is your steps to success. And if you apply this to your job, to your health, to your family, whatever it is, you can improve every single aspect of your life. Okay.
Yeah. And just to add on that, sticking to it, Bex mentioned that it is the hardest part, that consistency. And then we go back to this question here, why do you do what you do? And when you get your first wellness with your coach, and you say, I want to lose 20 kilos, they'll say to you, why do you want to lose 20 kilos? Why? What does that mean to you? And if it's for you, the health of your kids, like Slajana, she said, I want to be able to run around with my kids and not be in a wheelchair, and that's her why, then that's strong enough, then that's what makes her consistent. Right? You need to know the purpose of why you're doing something, yeah? With that, if you have a goal but you don't know why you have that goal's not really a goal of yours, right? So fantastic. So that's just steps to, goal setting. Now we're going to talk about how do you make goals, okay? And it's very, very easy. We go through this analogy. I forgot what it's called, like an anagram, not really. It's called we make SMART goals. Acronym, that's the one. So English is my second language.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
I think everyone.
Yeah.
So they can't tell me I can't spell.
We're going to go through SMART goals, yeah? So how do we make goals? Yeah, and how do we make goals that are achievable to us, right? And this is to not take away from Bex's TGIM where he said, your goals are limitless, and they are. When we discuss it, we want to talk about your goals to your reality and what is real to you and what is smart to you, okay? So first of all, what SMART, simply means is S stands for specific, okay? So your goals have to be specific. So write this down. I know there's not much room. Don't worry. Our next BMTC will have upgraded booklets for writing space. So specific. What does that mean? You want to lose 5 kilos? Or some people, they say, I want to lose weight. Is that really specific? Or I'll get that done shortly. Is that really specific? No. How could we specify these goals?
Put a number on it.
Put a number on it. So how much? Like Beck said, 5 kilos. Yeah. The exact amount of how much you want to lose. Yeah. So make it specific. The next one is make it measurable. Okay. Make it something that you can measure. People just say, I want to feel better. Like, that's not really measurable. How do you want to feel better? You want more energy? You want to, that's fine. You get what I mean? Yeah, measurable.
That's true.
I
That's
felt
right.
it like that as well.
That's right. You want to feel better? Do you want more energy? Want more energy? More energy? Energy? You just want to, like, you want to be more happy. How? How are you going to be more happy? You know, people say these general things, and the reason that they're not getting it is because they're not even actually connecting to that of what they're saying. So it needs to be measurable. So I want to be happy, and I want to practice gratitude every day to be happy. You know, I want to write down 3 things that I'm grateful for to make myself happy. Things like that. So it has to be measurable. The next thing is attainable. Okay, so attainable in your means, what it means to you. So for some people, saying losing 20 kilos is attainable for them, but for me, that's really unattainable. Yeah, it's not very healthy or recommended. So it has to be attainable for you. And so when you're thinking about this, don't think about from our point of view. Think about from your point of view. What's measurable to you? What's attainable to you? And if you were to send these to your coach, would they understand what you meant by that? Yeah. So that's pretty simple. It's a pretty simple thing. And the next one is realistic. Okay. Are your goals realistic? Like, I want to make pigs fly. That's not realistic. Yeah. You can do that if you want, but it's not a realistic goal.
I want to lose 20 kilos for the 4-week challenge.
Yes. You know, maybe it's doable, but if you want to do it in healthy means, you know, according to what you want to do, maybe it's not a realistic goal for you. Yeah. If you want lap band surgery, yes. You can do that, you know, or whatever else it is.
I'll just chop a leg off.
Chop a leg off. Yeah, you could do that. But it's not realistic. If that's realistic to you, you know,
lose 20 kilos.
You lose 20 kilos. But do you want to be hopping around for your whole life?
Exactly.
Yeah, so, and your goals can be big. You're realistic. What's realistic to you can be big. You know, like I was mentioning to someone before, you know, just because you say you want to build an orphanage, it might not be realistic to someone who has a small mind. But if that's realistic to you, then that's possible for you. And that's your reality. Just like someone wanting to jump on the moon, land on the moon. So many people said that is unrealistic. That is impossible. But they believed in it.
It was realistic to the person that did it.
Yeah. Does that make sense, guys?
Yeah,
so if you have big goals, SMART goals is not to restrict your goals. It's to make you think about them, specify them, and make them actually achievable, right? So make them realistic to yourself. And the last one is make it time-bound, okay? Have a date as to when you'll achieve it. And I think this is a big struggle for everyone. You know, they say they want to lose 10 kilos, but they don't put a date to it.
Yeah.
And it takes them 2 years to lose 10 kilos when they could have done it realistically in 2 months. You know, and if you don't do your goals like that, at the end of the day, they're a detriment to yourself. You know, you're only handing your own self the short stick. Yeah. So it's very easy, you know, when you're writing your goals, and we're going to go through that now, and make sure that these 5 elements are part of each goal. Because I know a lot of the coaches will receive goals from people, from our clients and our coaches, and people have never been asked about their goals. So they write, be happy, or buy a house, you know, or buy a car. And they'll achieve that. They'll buy a car, but if they're not specific about their car, they'll buy a $2,000 car that doesn't work with no motor or something. Yeah? So you need to be specific, and it takes practice. Yeah? So what we're going to do now, if you look towards your textbook, your booklet, textbook, everybody hates textbooks. If you look towards your booklet, there's 4 boxes. Yeah, there's 4 boxes because there's different ways that you can write goals. Now, some different areas include thinking about your career, your business, your finances. Okay, these are just some ideas because I don't know what you guys prioritize, and I don't know what you guys want. Yeah, I know what some of you guys want. Your relationships, yeah, your social, short-term goals, long-term goals. Usually I like to say, like, it's like a house, yeah? Well, my house is abstract. Okay, when you have a house, you have different rooms, right? A house is not a house if you don't really have a bedroom. A house is not a house if you don't have a kitchen or a bathroom or a laundry or a garage. Yeah, it's the same as your goals and your well-being. You know, your well-being is not complete if you only focus just on your financial goals. If you only just focus on your fitness goals and you neglect, you know, your attitude goals. Because there's a lot of people who look fit and their attitude stinks, right? There's a lot of people, there's a lot of people who look fit but they've got no money in their wallet. There's a lot of people who've got a lot of money in their wallet, and they could pass away in the next 5 years. And that's because they've forgotten the other rooms in their house. And this includes spiritual health, physical health, economic health, family, social, and physical health as well, mental health. Yeah, so when you're writing these goals, very simply, there's 5 things that you want to do, have, become, and give. Now, we're not going to get you to write them all now because it does take some contemplation, but what we are going to do is we're going to get you to write 1 in each box, okay? 1 goal in each box that is specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. So go, 2 minutes.
Just 1 in each box.
Yeah.
Just 1. You do become. Okay. Also, guys, keep in mind, once we do finalize the fitness testing and everything, we'll be going through your books. So if your books are empty, you will not qualify for the challenge. So just make sure your book's filled out. It's not fair to obviously everyone that's filling out everything and then people that are slacking off, okay? And the party's gonna be.
Ain't no party like a Herbalife party.
Okay. All right. So.
We'll give them a bit more time.
Yeah.
They're going to make smart goals like that.
Yeah.
4 of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So just 1 in each box, and then once you're at home, you can basically fill out the rest, and your coach will go through with them, basically to see where you're at and what you see for yourself. Because I guarantee you, so many of us, like growing up, I remember my dad used to ask me when I was little, what did you want to do? What do you want to become? And things like that. You know, when I was 14, he said, go get a job. He didn't ask me actually what I wanted to do. So you guys would find that probably that happened to you as well at any stage in your life, that you had big plans, big visions, big ideas, and then life happened. And then you're just like, I need a job. I need to get into a routine. And then you're doing the same old job probably that you never actually thought you would be doing today. So it's cool. My dad knows I've got things to do now. So I tell him, like, this is what I want. This is what I'm going to do. So. Do they have the books online too?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. People finish? It's like a testing class.
Time's
done?
ticking.
I try write them down. I know it's a hard thing, but actually try at least write 1 down. Okay, I'll get started, okay? About your 20 goals, one important thing is that you want to keep them with you, yeah? And you want to, like I said, like Beck said, be accountable to them. And one way, like Georgia said, is to have your coach. So with the booklets, guys, if you're watching online and if you're in the room, your coach will go through these goals, okay? They'll keep you accountable. So make sure every line is filled out. because we're not doing this for ourselves. Like, you know, we're doing this for the benefit of you guys. So you actually register with what you want in life. Yeah. So it's important to keep your goals close to you and that you frequently review them, because if you don't review them, you forget about them. When you forget about them, you forget about your why, and then you lack consistency, then you stop in your actions and you've only got a plan there. And without all of this, you're not going to get towards your goal, right? So I know most of the leaders, they have literally their 20 goals with them, wherever they are, like it's in your bag, yeah? So I'll quickly share. These are like personal, okay? So like, guys, you just need to be really grateful that I'm sharing these with you. Okay, so I'm going to quickly share four things that I want to give, do, have, or become, okay? So because they're life goals, some of them are not time bound or as time bound, okay, because it's what I want to achieve over a course of time. But for example, something I want to have, I want to have a lifestyle center that attracts people from afar who want to get some value that we have to offer. So basically, when we went to the States, there was a life called Invictus Nutrition, their lifestyle center. People from all over the world go to that life center to get value from. So my goal is by 2020, you know, in Liverpool, there will be a center where people will come from all over the world and they'll get value from that. That's something I want to have, yeah? Something I want to be is I want to become the best Herbalife coach, business partner, friend, partner, like I wrote partner, wife, mother, leader, human that I can possibly be. Yeah, and why is that specific? Because it was like every part of a human being that I wanted to become, right? Why is it measurable? Because it's something that I have to practice every single day. You know, I need to wake up at 5:30 if I want to achieve these goals. Yeah, if I want to be that person. Attainable? Of course it is. Okay, of course it's attainable. I can achieve all of these. And realistic, it's realistic to me. Maybe it's not realistic to Bex because he's a guy and he can't be a wife, you know, or he can't be a mother.
I cook and clean pretty well.
It's true. And time bound, you know, obviously in this lifetime, this is when I want to achieve all that, yeah? One thing that I want to, what have I done? Become, have, give. So by 2020 or it says 2025, I want to be a top 10 Herbalife Foundation donator. So Herbalife Family Foundation donator in the world. I want to be top 10, one of the top 10 ones. Yeah, something I want to give back into society. And okay, and by 2020, I want to directly help 5 people that I've directly helped achieve financial freedom. So I want 5 people that will achieve financial freedom from my mentoring to them by 2020. And these are some of the goals, right? And they're big goals. And people are like, oh yeah, all right. Like you just, this little girl here in Liverpool, you know, you're not going to be able to do that. But for me, I believe that. And as long as I believe it, it's realistic to me. Yeah, so make sure you guys, it's realistic to yourself. Okay, so now we're going to share, just share one goal, okay? It doesn't have to be as serious as mine. These are like, I thought about these, right? But just share one. If it's a health goal or if it's a financial goal or a family goal, go for it. Who wants to go first? Eamon?
For my things, you want to have Yamaha R6.
Yeah, by when?
Is it a bike? Yep.
By September.
By September this year?
Yeah.
Damn, okay.
Yeah. So September, what are we in? We're in May.
Yeah.
Is it measurable?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Is it attainable?
Yes.
Okay. Is it realistic?
Yes, it is.
And it's time bound. All right. Awesome. That's all.
See, and if you look at that goal, then he'll need to be like a plan.
Yeah.
All right, how am I going to plan this? How am I going to save up the money? The action. What am I going to do to earn that money? And I've got to do it every single day until September to earn that. Good way. Let's have this for Eamon.
Yeah.
Look, I can see his face. He's very proud. Yeah, good goal, Eamon.
He's just like,
Who wants to go next?
We can just go.
Oh, yeah, we can just go around. Yeah.
Hey,
Katie?
you're up.
And 5 things that I want to have, I want my diploma in early childhood psychology.
Great.
Awesome.
Good job. So specific, it's early childhood, it's a degree. Measurable, yes, by 2020. So you know that degree you can finish in that time. Yeah, doing it at the time that you're doing it. Is it attainable? Of course.
Definitely.
Realistic? Of course. And is it time time bound by 2020.
Yeah.
Good work, Katie. Let's clap it up for Katie. Next up, ET.
My one. Mine's in 5 things you want to give. I want to share my story and share what I've learned through personal development at Spectacular 2018.
Nice.
Awesome.
So
Specific.
once again, you want to share your personal development. He just doesn't want to share, I don't know, his abs or like his car, okay? It's Spectacular. He wants to share what he has learned as a person, the person he's become.
Spectacular is a big event with 2,500, 3,000 people.
Oh, in 2018, it's probably going to be like 5,000, 6,000.
I was going to say, it's going to go.
2018 is next year.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, measurable. So you have, what's it now? May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So around 9 months to make yourself in a position where corporate will select you to speak on stage. Yeah. So that's how you got to measure it.
Yeah.
Is it attainable? 100%. Yeah. Realistic? 100% to you. And is it time bound? Yes, of course it is. 2018 Spectacular. Very nice. Let's give it up for Lizzie?
Yes. So we just pick one thing to share?
Just one from all the boxes. Or any
Okay, cool. So something I want to give, it's kind of give/do, is within 5 years, I want to be able to purchase one of the HFF Gala roundtables for at least 5 members within the team to be able to sit in and watch the HFF Gala auction and just be a part of the whole experience. Yeah.
Do that.
Yeah, so you have to actually purchase your seat, and I think one seat is, well, I think a table is 10 grand. Yeah.
Where's my pipe?
Yeah, so I have 5 members with me within 5 years at the HFF Gala, which is at the Honours.
Cool.
Yeah.
Specific, measurable, yes. Attainable, definitely. Realistic to you. Time bound, yeah. So 2022.
5 years.
25.
22.
So
You said in 5 years time.
23. 2023. By 2023. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Great.
Awesome.
And you know what's realistic to you, it really shows that what you want. Yeah, it really shows what's important to you in life. And obviously to Lizzie, you know, it's giving back to her team and, you know, giving back to her leadership and whatever that may be. That's what's important and realistic to her. All right, let's clap it up for Lizzie. Robbie.
Okay, so one of my goals is I want to have $1 million a year in royalty income within 7 to 10 years with Herbalife, and $1 million a year with my investments in 7 to 10 years. So $2 million a year for royalty.
We've got a Glen Marin back here.
Nice. Okay. So 7 to 10 years, $2 million. So $1 million from his Herbalife vehicle and $1 million from investment or another vehicle of income. And you know that is. Is it specific? Yes, because there's 2 vehicles and there's a specific money amount. Lizzie.
Talk after.
We can discuss it after with your mentor.
You can break it down with.
But just to talk about the measurability, 7 to 10 years. Okay, he's giving himself a little bit of leverage. You know, life happens sometimes. Is it attainable? Of course. People have. Mark Hughes in his first year of business earned $2 million.
Yeah.
You know, so anything is possible. That was in 1980. Is it realistic? Completely. That's what Robbie wants.
On top of that, you got to think of with attainable is tax. So if you're looking to earn $1 million, that's $2 million that you need to earn.
So you need to earn $4 million.
Yeah.
Okay. Basically, just earn enough money where tax you don't realize is going. Okay. And that just all gets in like with the plan and the action. That all comes along the way. But if you know generally what's there, you get there. You get there, right? And is it time bound? Yes, 7 to 10 years. So now is 2017. The latest is 2027. Okay, you're going to be buying us all cars and stuff. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Awesome. Let's give it up for Robbie.
Mine's just short. At the moment, it's health, and basically, I just want a positive mindset. So by doing that, he's coming here and being around you.
Great.
Awesome.
So it's specific. You want to become more positive, measurable. So this is where we can improve on that. Like, how many times do you want to come here to improve that positivity? Yeah. Is it like 3 days a week? Is it all the fit clubs, DJM as well? You want to stay for? That's up to you to determine. I'm not like
that's your plan.
Yeah. is attainable, of course, but around your work commitments, is there something that needs to be shifted if this is a main goal of yours for you to achieve that? Realistic, of course, and time bound.
By when?
As long as it takes no. By end of this year, I suppose.
Yeah.
Hopefully sooner.
As long as there is a date, and you know, when we say why, and is it this, is it that, it really gets you thinking. You know, we say these things out of a spur of a moment, but then when we think about it and we actually, you know, break it down, we realize like, oh, like I need more action steps towards this. Yeah. Let's give it up for Milena. Good work. Next up, Georgia.
So something I want to give back. I want to be volunteering for like Meals on Wheels or Need a Feed by the end of next month.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
So once a week. So
Great. Good job. I don't think we need to go through that. You know, it's all of that. She wants it by then. She knows specifically what it is. She knows the organisation she wants to work with. Fantastic.
Awesome.
Good job.
Good up for Georgia.
I'm sorry, I don't know your name. Because oh, okay, not a problem. We can skip you. Don't want to embarrass you or anything. Ella?
Okay, so I want to. Okay, so what I want to say is a combination of giving and becoming. So in 5 to 7 years, I want to have my. I want to have my own NGO to so that is the given to help teenage mothers, because in my country there are a lot of teenage mothers and their kids, and becoming is to become like a role model to them. It's my little brother.
Oh wow, that's fantastic. Give it up for Ella. So an NGO is a non-government organisation that she wants to do, and she wants to do it specifically as a role model for women back in her country who are struggling, yeah, and also as a role model to her little brother. Okay, so that's a really, really big goal. And when did you want to achieve that by, Ella?
5 to 7 years.
5 to 7 years.
Yeah.
And that is very realistic because it takes a lot of organisation, a lot of resources, and a lot of, you know, building upon that. Wow, that's so good.
Awesome.
All right, moving on to Daniel.
Just one goal? Or?
Just one, yeah.
All right. Well, one of my goals for this year is to get my own car, and at the moment I'm working towards my license.
Yes.
Which is
something you need as a requirement.
Shouldn't take me too long to do it.
Yeah.
But it's something that's going to happen.
Great. Okay, so you want to buy your own car by the end of 2017. What type of car?
Anything around 10K.
20,000. Okay, so a $20,000 car, a Corolla, brand new or second hand?
I'm not sure yet.
You're not sure? Yeah, so that's good. Like you're thinking about the things that you want, yeah? And it's important to really, like for him, if we gave him $20,000, he'd buy a Corolla Sports.
Yeah.
You know? Like he knows straight away.
And the colour would be still red.
They go faster.
All right, let's pipe it up for Daniel. Good work.
Yeah.
Andy?
By the end of next year, I'm going to have my first property.
Property investment?
Yeah.
Awesome. So like a deposit on something, yeah? Awesome.
Where?
Oh, that I didn't figure out. I'll probably do.
Nah, Andy, don't.
No, but
High
if it's
cost.
investment, like it depends what type of property you want. You want to live in it? Do you want it to be investment?
Investment, yeah.
So investment, you
To
want to
rent out.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
definitely
yeah.
not Liverpool then.
Yeah. It's one of the biggest booming cities. Liverpool,
Get
Parramatta.
Spider skills.
Come visit me.
Anyway, so
They're
this
gone.
is not like a real estate trading course. Let's
You get
move on.
Rocky for that.
That's
I don't think so about that.
Bex?
Yeah, so one of mine I've written here. So by July 1st, I'm going to be 90 kilos with maintaining my 10% body fat. Okay?
Damn,
And
Daniel.
I've spoken to people that have told me that it's not possible. Hey, I'm setting something that's realistic to me. So I'm going to go for it, and I can't wait.
Go back.
Nice. Clap it up for Bex.
That's 20 kilos.
I'm so
When I
excited.
started.
And did you take note of his languaging? He said, I want to, but then he said, I'm going to. Yeah. As in, like, it's done deal. You know, that's a shift. between the languaging when we talked about in week 1. Yeah, languaging, the shift between you're going to or you are already. Yeah, and he said that. Right. Now, Chris, I know you're on the line there. You're the lucky last. Would you like to share one of your goals?
To get fit so I can run around with my kids. And then hopefully get them into sport and then coach their team one day.
Oh, wow. And when did you want to achieve that by, Chris?
Within probably 2-3 years. I did coach about 5 years ago, but I've got to get back into it.
Okay.
So probably 2-3 years.
By 2020, you want to be coaching one of the teams that your son plays on, and you want to be fit enough to do so.
Yeah.
All right. Good work. Awesome. So that's like just a brief workshop of your goals. You know, who thinks now, like, it's kind of opened their minds about what they want. Make them think about what they want. Yeah? No? No? For me, I'm like, I need to look at my goals again.
Yeah.
So I'm just training myself here. Nah. So basically what we want you to do is you need to fill all of these out. And then your coach will follow you up. Whoever you wrote in the beginning here, I allow my coach to keep me accountable. They're going to follow you up and they're going to talk about your goals with you, okay? Because it's very important to us as coaches that we know what our people want. We know what our community wants, because then we can always improve our community. We can always improve and attract more people who want the same thing as well. Yeah, so that's your goal setting workshop. Now, if you look on the last page, before I forget, just want to leave you with the goals. Now, it's important to have, my map is gone. It's important to have this, right? But if this doesn't work, the plan doesn't work. Yeah, that there. If the plan doesn't work, change the plan. Never change your goal. Okay? Just because your plan isn't working, don't reduce your goal to that. Just change your plan. Yeah. And if it doesn't work again, keep changing your plan until it works. Never reduce your goal, because if you reduce your goal, you reduce your own potential. Yeah? So that's one thing I wanted to mention. That's Some of us get so trapped on this plan, and we're like, it's not working, my goals are never going to be reached. Change it. Right. If it doesn't work, change it. Yeah, because you're only going to be, it's your own fault because you're not changing your plan. You can't blame anyone else if you're not going to achieve your goal. All right, so what that means is be stubborn about your goal. Be stubborn about that, but be flexible with your approach to your goal. Is that okay with everyone?
Hell yeah.
And it took a lot of us a long time to learn that. You know, we've gone through doing the same thing 100 times before we realized, I'm not really good at that. You know, why don't I do something that I'm good at to achieve my goal? Yeah, so that's what I want to leave.
Can I add on that? Yeah, so Sue just nailed it. And with that, changing your plan, this is what I'm going to tell you guys. Most of us here, we know who Thomas Edison is. Yeah, we know who Thomas Edison is. All right. Do we know who Nikola Tesla is?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So basically, Thomas Edison. So he's now in the history books. He's written as like the founder of the light bulb and everything, and electricity and power. And he's found all these laws and everything. Now, what you need to understand is that at least I think it was 1,400 times that he did experiments within his laboratory in order how to make the light bulb work without any other like panels around it and things like that. And he went through 1,400 learning how not to do it. Okay, when he reached the last one, his partner who was working with him at the time, he asked him like, what's the point? Like, why are you changing? Like, why are you doing something else? Go figure something else out. Like, forget about the light bulb. And he's like, I worked so hard. It was 10 years at that time that he spent on this one thing. And he said, I've spent 10 years figuring out how not to do it. So I'm pretty good at knowing what not to do. So I think I'm getting really close at knowing how to do it.
Yeah.
So guys, it's over 10 years of just doing that one single thing. So apply it to your health and whatever it may be. And what Sue said, change the plan, never change the end goal, because you will reach it. Okay, we have no limits.
You don't know how far you are off from it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's
You've seen that meme.
Yeah, you don't know how far you're off. You could be like one more little hack away from the goal and you give up. You give up and you let someone else get that goal there. And that's happened before, actual gold mines, yes? So don't ever change your goal, guys. If it's a big goal, don't ever change it. Just change your plan if it's not working. All right, so moving on. If you look at the last page of your book, okay, this is going to be the last week of the challenge. All right, so the challenge ends on the 8th of May. So on the 8th of May, you'll be doing your fitness testing and you'll be doing your measurements and stuff. All your measurements have to be in by midnight Tuesday. Okay, yes?
What does Wollongong do for fitness testing? Because we did it a week late.
Oh, it's all right. Just do it the same.
Yeah.
They'll still improve their nutrition.
So do it next week?
Yep, so 8th of May, okay, like I said, you do your fitness testing, okay, all the results need to be sent back by Tuesday night, your photos, your weigh-ins, your measurements, okay, because Wednesday the squad's going to come together, we're going to get everything together, and there's 3 lines here, okay, because if you look at the bottom, our next challenge is Monday, the 5th of June.
Yay!
The next BMTC challenge, so we're rolling it on, because 5th of June, we're going to be in the middle of winter, and people are going to, I'm not saying you guys won't, but some people might fall off track, yeah? So the BMTC is here. It's going to kickstart in June to really get us on track again. So the people who have been quiet about it, yeah, I want you to write 3 names down who you know would benefit from it. Because do you remember last week when I said, if there's something great, you know, that you know would benefit something or someone, is it not selfish not to share it with them? It's very selfish of us. It's very selfish of you. Yeah, if you don't share something great to someone you love. Okay, so write 3 names down. They're going to do the challenge with you. Okay, and it's going to start on the 5th of June. We'll roll out more details soon. Okay, now on the Thursday of next week, all right, that's going to be our recognition party. All right, so all of the Wollongong people, get them up here. It's only an hour's drive. All right, then we're going to have a recognition party, and Bex came up with this amazing idea. It's going to be not dance fit, okay? It's going to be a party. We're going to extend the hire of the hall, and everybody's got to dress up. All right, it's going to be red carpet theme.
Yeah!
So you are going to slay. We're going to do our own red carpet.
Yay!
All right, so we're going to deck out the hall. We're going to make it amazing. It's going to start actually, doors open at 7:30, so we can have some time to prepare. We'll get all the details to you. But let your people know, let your coaches know, let your friends and family who have never been to Herbalife, let them know that the recognition party is a red carpet party on the 10th of May, which is next Thursday. Okay, so we'll be handing out prizes, we'll be handing out cash prizes, we'll be handing out other little prizes, so little like Herbie stuff, and it's going to be a big party. Everybody can bring a plate of food and we can just dance fit it off at the end of the night. Is that cool with you guys?
Yeah. You guys
It's gonna be
excited?
lit.
Make sure you dress to impress.
Yeah, has
Alright?
everybody seen like the Oscars and the red carpet?
Yeah.
You will not be let in, okay? I will not let you in, just like the Christmas party.
Yeah.
If you're not wearing in theme, dress code, nah. All right? So dress to impress, and it's going to be absolutely amazing.
Cool.
Lit.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I don't know about you guys. Woo!
All right. I'm gonna
Yeah,
stop.
so